Hey guys, this is Robin from Rupsa Academy. I wanted to record this first session just to give you overall regarding what are the other recordings that I'll be doing next in coming days. This is just the first attempt that I want to clarify regarding lots of folks who are taking interviews. After the overall QA training or after trying multiple interviews and not able to make uh, get to the point of that breakthrough. So just wanted to give you overall regarding why it is getting difficult and why you are facing some of the difficulties during your interviews. So a couple of touch point, I wanted to just do a very quick session is to discuss about what kind of overall preparation that you should be focusing on in this marketing process in the current situation, so that you get the gist out of are you preparing well? Are you looking at all the direction that you're supposed to look at? So that whenever the interviewer are reaching out to you, asking you questions in the interviews, are you giving the full sized or full a proper or enough answer that they are looking for to proceed forward with you for next session, or probably sealing the deal, right? So that's actually what I wanted to look into. So if you can see the screen that I'm showing you right now, this is a very important 20 points, 20 key points as a responsibilities for any QA in the present work scenario. And these are some of the highlights that you definitely want to go through, make a proper note around it, make a proper talking points around it, or making your talking points around this kind of highlights, so that you can showcase you as an overall package as a QA, which most of the projects are looking for. Um, Definitely, there will be tons of application for every position, but they want somebody who is an overall package, who is kind of a overall QA, who carries a overall QA responsibilities. Being part of a team is very, very crucial. So going through these points, right? Some work around requirement, or some of your activity, putting it around the requirement analysis, or working around the understanding of the overall software, or what are the processes that the software uses, working around the planning and plotting what your testing is going to look like based on what kind of requirement is coming in, and what is your overall testing modality, testing process that you have planned out with the team. Um, and the regression suites that you have, either that is for manual testing or automation testing, are those regression suites kind of in a lineup with the requirement, and are those suites being updated, upgraded as per requirement change, or as per requirement gap analyzed, or anything that has changed during the process, right? Which is kind of happens quite a lot. So adjustment to those chains also becomes a very, very important responsibility around the data, right? So again, without data, or without enough data or good data, testing is not going to be good. So what is your process, or what kind of activity do you do around getting or having these test data being generated, so that you can go ahead and test it? um, Overall understanding around the environment, what kind of environment is needed for your testing to begin, who are the key players for making sure that the environment is working, what are the process of doing the sanity tests around the environment before the actual testing begins. And regarding the reportings, right? So what kind of reporting or what is the format of reporting? What are the contents that should be present in the reports that you give it out or that you send out across the end of the day to your stakeholder, to your team, right? So that kind of information, definitely you want to put it in. Around defects, what is the process around the defects? What is the defect life cycle that the project follows? And what is your mindset around it, right? So how do you attack it? Or how do you keep it current? How do you track it? Right? So this kind of information is crucial. Is there need, or what have you done around writing new test cases or freshening up the test cases that you already have, like I mentioned earlier, and that goes around the automation areas as well. And the improvement, right? So the improvement, self-improvement, improvement in the process, improvement in the testing, improvement in the quality, right? So what is the plan and process? What is the work around, right? So in terms of having session, in terms of growing into the field, in terms of learning, making sure the team is learning, right? So these kind of responsibilities are also very, very crucial to be adjusted to changing environment, to be adjusted to new skill set, to make the overall process better for the client, right? So these are overall responsibilities that you always want to put yourself around, and you want to showcase every time you come in front of it can be any kind of interview to any project, or it can be any group of people, right? So there might be a bunch of people in the interview. So you want to kind of prepare around all of these points so that you can highlight overall what do you have, and what is your mindset, what do you think, and what is your thinking process, and making sure your answers are not one-liner, your answers are not just too technical, and having the distraction from the project, or not making any relation to the project, or your answer is too booky, or your answer is too like sounds good, but at the same time not on the basis of your experience as for from the project. So this kind of thing you definitely want to keep a very close eye on, right? Especially now where people are coming all over the places and coming from lots of different kind of background, lots of different kind of experience and knowledge, right? So either that is coming directly from the training, like you guys are doing from the YouTube or any other learning platform, or any academy, right? So you just want to make sure that you are kind of prepared on whatever tools and tech that you have made yourself ready with, or kind of you worked with. At the same time, you want to have that the bridging between what you know and what would you do with that in the project, with the overall understanding in the present day and age, with the Agile, with the different tools and tech, right? So manual to automation, mixture, hybrid, right? So remote, on-site, right? So all of these kind of things, you want to put it together, make it a proper story so that it becomes more of a experience based, in terms of kind of learned, kind of you did trained out of some kind of academy or some kind of processes that you have followed. Okay, it becomes very, very crucial, and you want to thoroughly go through this kind of topics and analyze it a little bit more, right? So I mentioned about 20 points out here. You want to go into each of these bullet points, and you want to do some homework around what are the information do I need to know. for example, let's say requirement, right? So what kind of information becomes crucial for me to understand around requirement? Either that is the flow, right? So flow of the requirement from the epic all the way down, or the way the acceptance criteria is written, how the acceptance criteria is understood, right? The estimation part of it, right? And then the story around the sprint, right? So the velocity, right? It's all that the traceability, right? So all of these things. So it becomes kind of a wholesome knowledge that you have in your mind. So whatever kind of question, either that is the project based or technical or knowledge based, right? So you have a good amount of information in your mind which you can portray as the project experience, and you can deliver it better in a kind of a 3C, right? So that we usually talk about, right? So comfortness, the confidence, and comfortness, confidence, and correlation with the project, right? So you can say multiple different kind of C's, but it just to bring it out that um, you want to stress on whatever these kind of keywords that is mentioned here, or whatever keywords that we generally apply in the project. You want to highlight those in more of a wholesome way, so that answers are not too short and not kind of outside the box, not creating any relation from the knowledge point as well as from the project point. Also, not, like I mentioned earlier, also not too booky or not too out of the Google, right? So Google search or some kind of textbook or whatever, some academy or whatever notes that you have followed, right? So it should not be kind of memorized stuff, because I see lots of people struggle when they read some contacts or get some information from some kind of training, or read some articles or some notes or whatever, right? So knowledge is good, but you want to showcase it in a more experience based than from right out of the memory, right? So it becomes very, very crucial, and that becomes a very important distinctive factor between whom I want to, or who the interviewer want to take forward for next round of the interview. So I just wanted to put this out there so that you guys can go ahead, do some homework around how your preparation is, and is my preparation around these 20 bullet points that I have mentioned here or not, and do I have enough preparation around these 20 points, and have I practiced it thoroughly around these 20 points, so that my preparation is wholesome. And if that's the case, then the interview should be going well. That means your interview should be going from one step to another step, and you should be climbing up and up. Okay, I hope this helps. And again, stay tuned for more of these videos in this channel. Again, my name is Robin from Rupsa Academy, and there will be tons of different other discussion that we'll be doing from this point onwards. So stay tuned, and definitely give a like and comment below if you liked it, or also you can put it forward what kind of other topics that you want me to discuss, so that we can help each other out here, right? Okay, thanks guys, and I hope you do well in your journey forward. Thanks guys, take care.